Have you been to the castle in Cape Coast?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
This is my mother, Catherine.
Hi, Mom.
Hi,
You
how
are warmly
you,
welcome.
Anson?
Why are we here?
So we're going to take a tour. I'm going to take you back in time. This was the male slave dungeon. This was constructed in around 1792. It was designed for 1,000 people.
In here?
Yes.
Can you imagine being this dark?
They stayed here for about 3 months on the average.
What,
In this darkness, yes.
It felt like a descent into hell. I felt like this must be what it's like to enter hell. I couldn't believe that people walked down that path and then walked through here and then spent months in here if you survived.
This was a dungeon for the troublemakers, those who were inciting rebellions and instigating violence.
But it was dark in here.
It was dark in here. Right. They were held here in chains. So you see the hole on the wall? The holes on the wall. They were held in chains. And this channel served as a drainage for their feces and urine. The floor on which you are standing now has been excavated. It's made up of feces, blood, decomposed bodies, clothes, food, vomit, sweat, and perhaps the tears of the occupants of the dungeon.
I kept looking for places to escape, and there was no escape. The only escape was either become a slave, go to a new world, or you escape through death.
What we are standing before now is a shrine. And behind this wall, there was a tunnel through which the captives were led to the exits.
Is that where the ships
To get on the ship?
Yes, to get on the boats and into the ships. Now, the walls have been dedicated to the souls of our ancestors.
I don't know how many thousands or millions of people ended up in places like this.
I've actually requested for a candle for you to light in memory of ancestors who passed through this facility.
That one little candle was a fire of inspiration. We're survivors.
Yes.
Survivor spirit. Survivors.
Door of no return. Through this door, they left behind the known for the unknown. They left behind security for insecurity. We're going to go through this door.
You want to go? And then you walk through, not the passage you came in, but then through another passage, through the door of no return, and then onto a ship, away from your family. And then who knows what happened to you after that. Right onto the ship.
In 1998, 2 bodies of ex-slaves were exhumed in America and Jamaica. They were brought back through this door to reverse the trend of no return.
I was thinking there, I just can't hold it in anymore. I wake up every day, my life is like a dream. Every day I feel like I'm dreaming. I have such a wonderful life. I am so blessed and so fortunate. I want all those people who think that they can't survive and all those people who say, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. I want to show people that that isn't true. You can do whatever you want.
So on behalf of the government and people of this country, it's my pleasure to welcome you back.
Who do I think I am? I know that I'm a survivor, and I came from a group of people who are survivors. Why wouldn't I want to do the best that I could to honor those people?
Like, have you been there with like Africans, like from Africa?
Yes.
So what did you see? Like when you guys go there, the emotional attachment you guys have,
Yeah.
is it the same as we see from the Africans?
No, not at all. Yeah, it's a different experience for us, I think, for
it's a
sure.
different-
Yeah.
Because we don't get to see what is life after you guys were
Yeah.
taken off the shore.
Exactly.
You know, we don't
Yeah.
feel that pain, like, you know, that
Right.
emotional attachment to it like you guys do.
Yeah, because we know that those are our ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
And then when you hear the stories and you actually you're there and you see it and you feel it,
yeah,
and like I said before about not having that connection as far as knowing,
yeah,
you know, who you really are, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
where you really come from.
yeah,
It's just all of this part of your life or
yeah,
before life is gone. It's missing. You're like, okay, I know what I am, you know. So all of that kind of comes, those feelings and those emotions come, you know, during that time when you're visiting those places. So yeah, it's emotional.
yeah. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, guys. So, guys, today I have a very interesting video for you. Some of you actually requested for this video. You know, I did a part, you know, where I share my experiences and I interview a Ghanaian, you know, that also shares experiences about how they see African Americans. And so today I have an African American with me and I have a Nigerian with me. And this, this is going to be a very interesting video, you know. She's an African. He's an African, but he doesn't get to pass through the door of no return. And you know, so it's a different experience altogether, and there's a lot of, you know, information out there. We just want to clear certain things. So that's about today's video. You guys stay tuned, watch the video, make sure you like the video if you like it, and then share with your family and friends. It's about bridging the gap between the African American community and the African community. Stay tuned. Is there anything you want to tell the subscribers before we start? Like maybe your name, what you do, something small for newcomers.
All right. Well, I'm Ty Inspire, if you don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm African American living here in Ghana now
Nice.
for a little over a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, come check me out.
Yeah.
Ty Inspire.
She's a YouTuber. I'm going to leave a
Yes.
link to her YouTube channel in the description box so you guys can check her out too.
Yes.
So can you tell us a bit about you?
Okay, my name is Kenneth Wache, like you all know, and I'm here to share my experience.
Yeah.
He's like,
For those,
he's so political correct right now.
for those of you who are new to this channel, he's also a YouTuber. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description box so you guys can check him out too. You know, so that's the, you know, bit about them. So let's get into today's video. So first of all, slavery. So what did you guys learn about African history, like slave trade, in your schools? Like, what did you guys learn about slavery? Because we have we are also taught about the Africans, you know, this slave trade in Africa.
I mean, you learn the I don't even know what word to use. The politically correct version of it. Okay, this happened. This is why, and it's over. You know, get over it, type of thing. So you learn about it, but it's a very politically correct version of it. It's definitely nothing in depth, and of course, it's just smoothed over. Not a lot of deep truth. You know that
Like
needs to come out.
paragraph or like, you know.
Yeah, like you're not really learning like about that middle passage and what happened and you know what I'm saying? Like that's the stuff that you really want to know, but that's not what you're really learning. Yeah.
I got you. So I interviewed an African American I'm just gonna, you know, dig deeper. I interviewed an African American some time ago, and then she said she never knew, you know, African soul of Africans to the white masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it a similar, or is it a general knowledge for the average African American?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to know all of those details, you know, from what we learn. We're going to learn just the basics, the surface, you know, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is debatable anyway. Like, did they sell them? Were they forced? You know, this type of thing. So
those
yeah.
were gray areas. It wasn't
Right.
detail.
Yeah, I think, and that's one reason why we probably didn't learn a lot about it in the history books, because there is a lot of gray area, and you don't really know the truth of what really happened, you know. But yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Alright, so we're also gonna move to my Nigerian brother. You know how he kind of, what did you learn about slave trade? I mean, in high school or junior school in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. Sorry for my parents, my uncles.
Yeah.
What they told me when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
They said that when Africans from the beginning, they were very successful people because they don't lack what they eat. Before the whites came to Africa, Africans they don't go hungry. They're always hardworking. They always have food. They are hardworking people. So more like the first set of people who came to Africa, when they went back to where they came from, they told their people there that this set of people, these Africans, they are incorruptible. You understand? So the only way to actually get to them is by tampering with what they believe in, which is their faith.
Right.
You understand? So when they came to Africa the second time, they came with two things: a gun and a Bible,
Yeah.
religious book.
Yep.
So when they taught the African people how to pray, when they gave us the Bible and asked us to pray, to close our eyes, we close our eyes. And by the time we're done praying, we open our eyes, we saw them with the gun. So they gave us the Bible, they have the gun. And that's how they took control of the land and everything. So that's where the history of slavery started from. But talking about Africans selling their own people, I think that's not the history. They are trying to kind of still do what they know how to do best.
Yeah.
Bringing Africans together to fight themselves.
Yeah.
They brought all these things to Africa.
Yeah.
Because before they came, nothing like this ever existed in Africa.
So what do you just hear, right? What you just hear about, the story he explained. Have you ever heard of something like this in America?
Not
Like
formally.
formally,
Yeah, not formally, but yeah, I've heard it before.
Yeah,
In
not-
different contents. But yeah, but
I get it.
but not formally. Yeah.
So let's still dig deeper. That was from your uncle perspective.
Yeah,
So how
the
about
elderly people.
The elderly people.
When I was young, actually, I spent most of my time with elderly people. My uncles, my father, Then they call me SDM1.
What's the name of that?
That's king of kids. I don't play with kids.
Okay.
I don't play with kids. So I spend most of my time with elderly people. So that's how I learned all those history.
All right, so now let's move to the school system. What did you learn about slavery in the school system, like in Nigeria, like the transatlantic slave trade?
Like I told you before that in Nigeria, history is not in our school curriculum.
Wow.
Yeah, everything about history is as in everything you have to learn about it. You have to study it alone.
Wow.
So when it comes to school, there's nothing about history I learned in school.
Wow.
Yes, you have to be from my family, from individuals I know, raw experience. So.
Wow.
That's an interesting point. So I'm gonna do the school side. Growing up in Gambia, how you kind of learn about the African slave trade. For us, it's very. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna find this thing sucky, but I'm just gonna say it. So for us, what we learn about slave trade, the slaves were taken from Africa and then taken to the southern side of America and have them work in plantation, and then slavery was then abolished. Let's not do that thing again. And then another thing we are taught about slavery was the importance of slave trade, the importance of
The importance of it. Wow.
yeah, I know, like a lot of Africans, Americans watching this will find this, shocking or interesting. But what we learned about was the importance of or the effects of the slave trade, like some of the benefits it has on Africa. And then one of it was
Slave trade.
and then one
Who taught you that?
yeah, it's in our curriculum. You can go and check it out. Oh yeah. So what we learn about slave, I mean the effects or the importance or the positive of slave trade. It brought Christianity to Africa. Introduction to Western education. Street names. You have names called Allen Street and all that. We also have introduction of Western names. So like these are examples of some of the things we are taught about. Importance of colonization in Africa. And another thing was also the introduction of mirror. Like they also brought they also brought mirrors in exchange for tobacco. This was some of the commodities that were traded in Africa. So they brought tobaccos in exchange. No, they brought mirrors in exchange of tobacco. And we as kids growing up in school, we used to be like, okay, so if the white people doesn't come to Africa, we won't even have mirror. You'll grow up not knowing how we look like.
So they really have to put this positive spin on it, or it wouldn't be in the history books. They're not going to tell the brutal truth of what really happened and why it was happening. They can't let that go down in history books. Yeah, so they got to put a positive spin on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I said all this, to let you African Americans coming to Africa kind of see our programming, with regards to these issues.
Yeah.
Because we are all taught different side of the story, you know, from what he explained and from, you know, what I just explained or what my brother explained. So the point of this video is for you guys coming to see, okay, this is the mentality of the people I'm going to live with. So how can I live with them best? And then for the Africans also in Africa, when they see this, okay, this is, you know, the mentality or this is their experience. How can I move with them best? So that's about, you know, that's the point of sharing all this really.
Yeah.
You know, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think that, I think at the end of the day, we're more alike than we are different.
Right.
And even though, you know, the growing up and the things that we were taught is very different from, you know, the West to here. But I think, you know, if we all have a common goal and, you know, we take that mentality and pull it together, we can really be great. And that's the goal, I think. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add?
I just want to add a question
Okay.
to a few. So my question is, the slavery of those days and the slavery of today, which one do you think is worst? You know, those days is physical, but
Yeah.
today is
Okay, like the slavery, like the Western people coming to take the Africans.
exactly.
And then
what you know about slavery of those days and what you're seeing now, the
what-
slavery you're
which
seeing
one
now,
is
the mental
worse?
slavery.
Okay, the mental slavery.
No,
I see.
then it was physical,
Yeah.
but now it's more of
Was
mental
physical
slavery.
and physical and mental though. Then, yeah, it was both. I don't know. I think it's all bad. I mean, then it was physical, but also mental. Yeah.
But
No, I think now
full-
it's
more
mental.
So
Yeah.
which one is more worse?
Bro, slavery is slavery.
Yeah, I agree.
it's still going on.
It's not anyone that's
And
worse.
There's not one that is better or worse. Like, so
That means we're not free actually. We're still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's
We're
my
not
point.
free. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we can be free though. But we can be free.
We can,
We
right?
can.
We
That's
can.
the thing.
Yeah,
We
that-
have to come together.
find it
We can
out.
be free.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
it. So now, this is the last part.
Okay.
You wanna drink? Yeah, you can go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So